Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Harem Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Luby, and I'm joined, as always, by the horniest of homies to sail the seven seas, Mr. Anthony Luby, Luke Farnsworth, Neil, Appo, and we finally, for the love of God, have Ram back. Let me grab her here.
Ram
We got Ram.
Here.
Put
Ram on Neil.
Oh, she's not balanced.
Oh shit!
She's too head heavy.
Oh no!
Oh, she is head heavy.
Oh god! Ram, contain yourself.
Ram? Speaking of Ram and Ram are not doing too good.
No, they
She's gonna fall.
keep
She is
falling
going to
over.
fall.
Ram can't stand. Oh my! I can't even do it.
This is
Can't-
a very
we got it, we
interesting
got it.
start to the
I
episode.
can't do it. Jonathan is not with us today. He is out to dinner with his girlfriend. Like she's real. Yeah, right.
Get real.
But he graduated, and I did want to give a very great congratulations to Wook and Jonathan, who's not here, for graduating college. They both did graduate. Luke did engineering at Akron. Jonathan is a doctor. he's actually a nurse.
2-year doctor degree.
He actually graduated as a nurse. So, on behalf of Tippy and I'm sure Thorpe and Ram, Apple, and Neil, congratulations, Wook.
Thank you.
Pachi. Very proud of my boys for growing up. I raised them for, God, no more.
I gotta say,
22 years now.
It's very weird not being in school after 17 years of school.
You know, I did want to ask, what is it like being someone who never went to college? What's it like actually being 100% done?
Doesn't feel done because I didn't spend any of my last year in college.
Is that just kind of how college is?
I think he's referring to
No,
COVID.
I'm referring to COVID.
Oh, to
I
COVID.
wasn't in college the whole last year,
Yeah.
so it's like the single most unsatisfying ending to my whole career.
I feel really bad for people who are in like their last senior year of high school or like 8th grade going into high school and like college seniors. Because like you didn't get to really
experience
it.
I'm glad not experiencing it. I didn't have to spend 16 hours a day up at Akron campus doing my work.
Yeah, that doesn't sound bog.
Yeah, that would be bad.
That was my whole last year.
Jesus Christ.
Right before COVID hit, I was spending 16 hours a day on campus almost consistently.
We've only really known you from
A
A
little
little
over
over
a year.
Yeah.
Like just before COVID hit.
That is, yeah, it was like just before. I think it was like
A month.
October, November.
Maybe
Of 2019?
us becoming friends was the catalyst for a
It was
pandemic.
like it was literally like just a month before COVID
It was
hit.
like whatever's in like whatever's above us.
Because
It was
February 1st, I went to the Korn concert with Jay, and then the following week we met, and that's when we binged whatever.
I don't remember what the
Quintessential
first-
quintuplets.
Quintessential, I think, was the first.
And then from then on, it was like a month, and then COVID
Yeah.
hit, and we couldn't see each other.
It was like
like 2 months.
whatever being like, these boys have to start an anime podcast, and this is the only way to do it.
a worldwide
Yeah, I don't know.
pandemic.
Can I actually ask, what did you guys think to do an anime podcast just randomly?
Me and Alex wanted to do a podcast about anime, and we were like, well, we could just do it by ourselves. We were like, well, let's ask the other two.
Well,
They want
at
to.
first we wanted just to do a podcast, but we were like, what do we do it on? Because like, there's a million things you could talk about. I could talk about the history of aluminum cans on a podcast if I wanted to. We were like, well, what do we both really like? We both really like these types of things, and we're like, okay, let's do anime. We're like, wait, Wook and Jonathan also like anime. So let's see if they want to do a podcast with us.
We also have 2 fucking losers that also like anime.
Wait, I know 2 loser lowlifes just like me, who watch anime.
Oh,
And I was like, we were just like, yeah, let's ask them. And you guys were like, yeah, poggers. So
yeah, epic
here
style.
we are.
Yeah, we got some mics and a table.
Yeah.
We had a table in that shit.
The old table.
God, fuck the old table.
What? Oh no, that's still in the office.
What?
I was like, what happened to that table?
Yeah,
But
it's still in the office. Yeah.
We
Mecon
drilled holes in
HQ.
that table.
Yeah,
We drilled holes in
Drilled
this
holes
table.
in this table.
it looks clean.
Yeah. I like this. I don't know which table I liked better.
I like this table way better.
This table is
It's
much
bigger.
better.
We
That's
have
for
so
sure.
much more room.
We
I'm
have
not elbow bumping Thorpe every
Yeah.
5 seconds.
The black on the other old table was nice though.
The black was nice.
I want to get a table that's at least another foot longer
I want
on
it to
each
be
end.
longer,
Because I want to put it diagonally so we can sit catty corner.
I
You
was
know what I
thinking
mean? Yeah.
longer so that
And the more stuffed animals we get, I'm just losing sight of Jonathan.
I know. Like,
It's pretty funny.
The stack has grown substantially. Like,
I'd
one
like
more.
to find a good job that I could actually get a house, and then we could get like a bookshelf. You guys could come
I'd
over,
love
we
to
just
put
have-
like corner shelves
Yeah.
in here.
We could just have. I mean, if I get a house, you guys could just come over and we could do the podcast there. I could have a podcast room.
Dude, I'm fucking down with that. We
That's-
could really customize
That's
it
what
there.
I would
yeah.
really like to do.
Yeah, we could really customize
Because then I'd
it.
actually get real. These could go on.
These
like,
foam things are actually doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'd
like
wanna
they
get
really.
more.
Oh yeah, more. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like, you can't hear it anymore in the recording.
Mhm.
I can hear myself echoing so hard.
Yeah, it got a lot better when we put these up.
It did get
It got
infinitely
much better.
It
This
was a lot
room was
better.
so the acoustics were off the wall.
Yeah,
Like, no pun intended.
when there was nothing set up here yet when we were looking at it, I was like, this is never gonna work. Like, this is never gonna work because it sounds like horse ass.
For a while, we didn't even have these up.
No, I want.
No,
I
and-
want to go back to when we first moved in here and see what that sounds like. It's
Oh
probably
my
kind of
God.
rough.
I've wanted to get. I haven't gone back and listened to like some of the first episodes when we were still in the house.
I've listened
I
to a
wanna go
couple.
back and
I've listened to a couple.
I haven't gone back because when I listened to them after we recorded them, I was like, these suck.
They weren't great.
They probably
Oh.
weren't.
They were great.
Holy shit. dude.
Probably not
No,
great now, but they might be a little better.
They gotta be better at least.
I would hope. We've almost been doing this shit for a year.
Mhm. What
Yeah.
is the 1 year? When did we first upload
Uh,
on Spotify?
I think we checked this
The
before.
third- we did check it.
I thought it was like
I'll look
July.
real fast. And while I'm checking this out, you guys can check that like button, comment, and subscribe. Also check out our YouTube or Spotify, Apple Podcast, Anchor, Tinder, MySpace.
Everything he said is true except Tinder. Luke actually made us a goddamn
I
MySpace.
made us a MySpace and a Black People Meet
And
a
a
Farmers
Farmers
Only
Only.
and an Our Time
What was that
and
one?
a Habbo.
A Habbo.
What is
He made a
Habbo?
Habbo. It's like Club Penguin.
It's
And
like,
he started talking to some German guy.
and
And
he's,
he's
like,
like, hey, check out our podcast.
I was like, check out
You
our
know-
Twitch. And he's like, are you Twitch streaming? How about I said, no, check out our podcast. He's like, you guys have a fucking podcast?
I recently noticed we got a few followers on Twitter that are other podcasts.
yeah.
So wherever you're throwing this shit around, other podcasts are like following us on Twitter.
Yeah.
I saw
was-
that. I was like, what the hell is
Yeah,
happening?
I was on because I've been subbed like on our way back from Maine. I was like, man, I want to like build this shit more. So I subbed to a bunch of like small YouTube subreddits and a podcasting one, and they'll just put your stuff in and
Like weekly threads.
yeah,
like,
yeah,
promote
like yo,
yourself.
shout yourself out. So I did that yesterday. I was like, hey, with the Hello Harem Podcast, talk about anime, Japan stuff for dudes.
And
Vibes.
talk
um,
about whatever we fucking feel
And
like,
it got like
honestly.
3 or 4 followers just from that comment.
That's
Honestly,
crazy.
it has kind of just turned into we kind of just talk about whatever the fuck we want.
Hmm. I'm okay with it. I
I
just
think I
like
like
conversing.
the flow. It has a nice like conversation.
Feng shui.
We have a
to
good
it.
back
Feng
and
shui.
forth, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a good feng shui.
July 13th.
July 13th. We're coming up on a year.
Also, I've noticed some of ours on Spotify are labeled explicit and others aren't.
That's
We
'cause
say the fuck word all the time.
When
know.
when I upload, I always make them explicit,
I don't.
and I also do the episode number at the bottom.
I don't. I stopped doing that after like episode 9.
I don't know. It just feels right to me. I like to have everything in the books.
For the record,
Which-
Yeah.
in case we want to evade taxes or something.
Yeah. In case we get audited.
yeah. On episode,
Oh,
explicit
no.
episode number 8. What happened here?
Where's all this money coming? What fucking money?
Yeah. What
What
money?
money? We would get more money if you guys hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Also,
Amen.
ring that bell if you guys want to get notifications when we upload. And you
Mm-hmm.
told your friends about us so they can come and check us out. That would be very well appreciated.
Yeah,
Actually.
you know, we actually don't charge anything for this podcast. All that we ask is that if you get information out of this podcast, we just ask that you share it with a friend. That's all. Our one fee is you sharing this with a friend.
Like, if you think we're actually funny by some random fucking grace of the gods, you think we're funny in any way, shape, or form, why don't you tell your friends? Maybe they'll think we're funny too. Or they can make fun of us. I don't care. If they give us a like and follow,
People already make fun of us, so just join the crowd.
hey, you're just a number, buddy.
You're just a number. All right, enough about ourselves and this stupid fucking podcast.
Fuck this stupid fucking
we do have
podcast.
some actually unfortunate news that came about. I think it was last night.
I heard it happened May 6th.
Yeah, it happened like May 6th, but it became official like last night.
The creator for Berserk,
Kentaro Miura.
yeah, he unfortunately and untimely passed away at the age of 54. You said May 6th.
I believe.
That's
Okay.
what I've seen.
So that's a very big loss to the community. Berserk is a very, 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 very highly acclaimed, not only manga but anime.
The old Berserk is a highly acclaimed anime.
The old Berserk.
new
Yeah,
one's
the new one.
pretty ass.
Yeah, the new one I didn't hear was great, but it's a big loss to the community losing someone like that. Like the other week, Jonathan brought up the creator for Naruto and Boruto passed away too. Like that's another just substantial, monumental name for the community.
Yeah, just
and to lose
absolutely.
someone like that's hard. That's a lot of like effort, time, and a lot of like history for that. And he was young too, man. 50. The other
54
guy
is
was
not
young
old.
too. He was like 40 or 50. 54 is not old at all.
From acute aortic dissection.
Sounds like
I
someone
wish
with
our
a heart.
doctor was here. He tells it was a heart problem.
Was it a heart problem?
Yeah,
Let's say this would be a good time to have a
this would
doctor.
be a good doctor.
Yeah.
Question.
Paging Dr.
Fucking
Jonathan.
has to be with his girlfriend.
Yeah, that's a big loss to the community. I was actually pretty surprised to see that.
Yeah.
Makes me want to watch the old Berserk really bad.
I haven't read it or watched it, but I know Jonathan.
It is
speaks very highly of it.
very dark, and it is very, very good.
I was reading something. Someone posted some about how his work just kind of represents like reality and society as a whole, and it was just a very good way to look at things, different perspective.
It is not something you watch or read thinking, "Oh man, I'm gonna have a fun time." You watch it and read it and expecting to feel like ass
Mm-hmm.
once you're done with it.
It sucks too because I hear he was a really nice guy.
I'm sure
He was super nice. So, our thoughts and sympathies go out to him and his family. That's a big loss. That's pretty not Pog.
Definitely not.
I think I had more anime news.
Don't say not Pog when we're talking about
it's-
someone dying.
It's not Pog.
It's like when you laughed at the kid that jumped off a fucking building. He was just
Okay, that had nothing to do with the fact that a kid killed himself.
He fell
It
or
had everything to
something.
do with the fact that he was dressed as Light Yagami.
You guys kept going, holy shit, it's Light Yagami.
Okay, I'm gonna paint you the picture again, Luke. Say
You
you're
don't have to paint me anything.
here, Luke. Say you're just nyahing down the street, and then you just hear this. And you're just like, I wonder what that is. And then out of fucking nowhere, some bloke dressed as Light Yagami smashes in front of you, and you're like, holy shit, it's Light Yagami.
You know, I don't think he was even dressed as Light
No, he
Yagami.
wasn't.
I think he was just wearing like a
He
tie
wasn't,
and-
He
but
just
it's-
had a tie and button-up shirt, and they're like, he was dressed as Light Yagami.
But it's funny that the Russians called him Light Yagami. That's what made it so funny. It was fucking Light Yagami killed himself.
God damn it, dude. It's not how it ends.
It's fucking hilarious.
That is not a spoiler in any way, shape,
No,
or
it's
form.
not. It's just
Light
spoiler.
Yagami does not kill himself at the end of Death Note. Dude.
You guys ready for my anime of the week?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. Before we get anything else, yeah.
All right, yeah.
I'm
All right,
curious.
bud.
Have I seen this before?
No one has but me.
All right, yeah.
This is a show I have been low key. I've said things about it before, and I was like, "Oh, you guys need to watch that. It's awesome. It's just awesome." But no one's watched it yet. So I'm hoping you guys might pick it up after this because it deserves it. My anime suggestion of the week is Interviews with Monster Girls. I couldn't think of anything funny to put on the bottom, so I put half off your first exam. I will explain that though. But Interviews with Monster Girls is pretty much about this teacher, nurse guy who works at a school, and the students coexist with monster girls, like vampires. There's a Doulahan, and what's the other one? I forget what the other one is.
Succubus.
It might be.
Spider.
No, they look like actual humans. They look pretty normal. But it's the Doulahan. Her head's not on her body. But it's just like the daily life of monster girls, and the teacher's really interested in them. So he'll just like ask him questions and interview him, and just kind of not run tests on them, nothing crazy, but he's just really intrigued by It is a succubus because the gym teacher is a succubus, and if she takes off her gym clothes, everyone gets super fucking horny. But it's not that type of show actually. It is a very, very wholesome type beat. It's just a very, very fun watch from episode 1 to 12. The sister of the vampire is a pog champ. She has like this choker. She looks badass. It's just super wholesome. The Doulahan is so nice. She's like super quiet. The vampire is kind of very outgoing, and I won't say annoying because I didn't find her annoying at all. She's super like outgoing and out there. And the succubus is kind of like a ditzy, nervous type beat.
Like, I feel like a succubus in shows can go one of two ways. Either like the super horny, aggressive succubus, how you would imagine them, or the one that has never fucked or done anything.
I think that's
so
her.
You mean
yeah.
Albedo?
Oh
Yeah, Albedo.
Is she a succubus?
Yes.
Is she?
Yes.
Okay.
And she's also a virgin.
So yeah, it's either Albedo type beat or the succubus from the hentai.
Itadaki
Seiki. Yeah.
She was also a vampire.
Was she a vampire?
She's
I
half
think.
vampire, half succubus.
Yeah, she fits
It's
the
in the
bill.
name. Yeah, it's in the name. But Interviews with Monster Girls, I really enjoyed that show. It's I'm trying to compare it to something that's just it's
I've
kind
had
of
it
like
on my list for a while.
dude, it's kind of like Dragon Maid type beat. Like it's just fun to watch. There's no drama, there's like no real plot to anything. It's just you see like wholesome relationships, nothing too serious, and you're just smiling the whole time you're watching it. It's a very good show to watch if you're ever feeling like a little down. If you're just watching it like a horror anime, a sad anime, this one will pick you right up. This is your Tylenol to your headache.
All right. I can get down with
Yeah,
that.
very wholesome. It's animated kind of in a soft way. It's like there's not a lot of hard edges. Everything's kind of very like smooth. It looks really good. The colors are nice. Is that Luke's chair squeaking?
I'm
These
gonna
shitty chairs.
fucking rip this chair in half, dude. I hate these pieces of shit.
My chair's actually not that squeaky today.
I think my chair might be the only one that is like in good working condition still.
I think Jay's is too.
Me and Jay might be the only ones.
I'm
That
the
used
one-
to be my old chair, but Luke switched. I think Luke has my old chair.
I have your old chair because you're using my chair that I literally like the back broke.
It just-
Remember?
yeah,
Remember, I
it
went like
cracked.
this and leaned back because I was trying
And
to
you
stretch my
fell
back,
out of the table.
and it went and it literally broke in fucking half. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Are you fucking me?"
Yeah, he fell off. I remember that.
I was
That was
mad
when we were
about
back at
that.
the house.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a minute ago.
Jeez, that was a minute ago.
I was mad about that
Whoa.
because I was like, "God damn, my back hurts." Because I can't fucking lean back ever to like crack my back or anything. Because I go like this and it's, well, I'm on the ground now. Fucking stupid chairs. I hate these chairs. Stop squeaking.
We'll get some WD-40 in here. That'll.
WD-40.
Clean it right
WD-40, you know, what'll help clean it up is if we got new fucking chairs.
That would help.
I fucking wish we could afford new chairs, dude.
We should make a Patreon and be like, we
You guys-
should
you
make a
guys made-
Patreon.
You guys made a MySpace and all these dating sites, but you go Patreon.
And Habbo.
We don't
I
need
didn't think about a Patreon. I can make a Patreon right now while we're doing this.
No, we can't because we actually have to make it seriously because that's where people's money
Oh yeah, I know
goes.
we have to actually make it seriously.
We'll
I
get
don't
around
know.
to it.
I don't even know what we would do on a Patreon.
You just provide like content that's not. It's like extra bonus behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah,
I
what
think.
the fuck are we gonna do for that? Here, you can see the bonus behind the scenes where the cameras break for the ninth time.
We'll put a GoPro in the corner and it's actually like everything we say
No,
that we
the
don't cut
GoPro will
out.
have the same problem. Shut
We
off.
first off, we can't have it say everything we say
No.
because we would definitely not be in good
We'd get
standing.
shadow banned and whatnot.
The government wouldn't like us.
The
No,
government already doesn't like us.
I think the government's out for us.
probably. These guys watch anime. We're gonna eliminate all people who watch anime.
Well, Luke, I'm curious. So we went to Smoke the Burger Joint. Well, they ate. I watched them eat.
That's pretty usual. Only
as
for another
one more week.
one more podcast No, wait.
No, this is probably the last.
You'll eat before the
podcast
next
episode.
podcast episode,
Yeah,
right?
depending on when we record.
You might not because we might have to do a Friday because Saturday night we're binging.
Bro, we got to do it Saturday. I'm going to bring in like 4 Big Macs and eat them all.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No one wants to watch you stuff
They don't
yourself.
have to watch. Like, we can still have a conversation while I eat.
No one
Dorp's like, mukbang. Like, nobody wants to hear you
So
chew.
guys, the Hello Harem mukbang. Gonna eat 6 Big Macs, 4 nuggies.
All right, let's do
4
the
20-piece
podcast
nuggies.
between the time of after we leave Mike's place.
And before
Cold Stone.
So we'll go to Mike's place, eat, have explosive diarrhea and stomach pains.
Yeah.
Come to the podcast where we'll probably have to take a couple breaks to have one of us go shit them.
At least 3.
and then we're gonna go to Cold Stone. Then we're gonna binge.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good to me.
That's a
Here
plan,
for it.
boys.
I'm here.
But
It's an epic plan.
anyway, we were at Smoke the Burger Joint, and that's a cut that out.
Can't cut that out of my nose.
I will. But Alex, what were we talking about? Luke had something he wanted to say about Bloodborne. And I
Oh,
was
yeah,
very
yeah,
curious,
yeah.
and
Luke had
Alex told him
Bloodborne
not to say it until we got here. So we are here, and Anthony is curious.
I want like
Okay,
the genuine reaction.
So here is actual super cool news. In a very, 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 very early production state, a Bloodborne show is going to be released on HBO.
A show?
Yes.
Like live action show?
I think it's live action. They haven't announced a cast for it. It will be 8 episodes, and the climax of each episode is said to be a boss fight.
That sounds
That's hard
super
as
dope.
fuck.
And that's going to be super cool because on HBO, where they don't give a fuck about gore or anything, and Bloodborne is a very gory game.
That is sweet.
I
So-
think they really need to include the soundtrack from the game.
Oh, they probably
Yes.
will. They most likely will.
That
They-
would be hot. That would be so nasty.
There's no way they don't include the soundtrack from the game. That game's soundtrack is so good.
like
It's
the,
so
what's
good.
it called?
It's
the one with
Ludwig.
Ludwig.
Ludwig is such a cool boss.
I have it saved on Spotify.
I do
It's
too.
the metal version, not the orchestral.
The orchestral one's the best.
The orchestral one.
You cannot
is
beat
so
the
good.
orchestral versions of any of those songs. They are
What's his name?
insane.
Ludwig the Accursed.
It's
Ludwig's
either
Holy
the Accursed
Blade.
or Holy Blade.
Ludwig the Holy Blade.
I think it's the Holy Blade. But those are the types of songs where like
Yeah,
with
Holy
metal
Blade.
music you want to like punch a wall and you're just like, yeah, I'm so fucking pissed. Like this song makes me want to get an army and invade a country.
Really, it does. I was like, if you're like filming a movie, this would be the part where shit just hits the fan.
Yeah.
If they add Ludwig, that's going to be disgusting. Ludwig is so gross to look at.
I don't even know what he looks like.
He is
The only thing I know with the word Ludwig is drums. So I have no image of what Ludwig.
Actually, I
would be
don't know
like.
anything about Bloodborne very much. I've wanted to play it for a long time.
I don't
but
either.
It's PlayStation exclusive, isn't it?
Yes. It's really funny because I was telling Jay about this and he got really mad at me. First off, that is what Ludwig looks like.
Oh, he looks fucking gnarly.
He is
me see him.
He is a goat or a horse monster.
Looks absolutely gnarly.
Oh, that is badass,
He is-
man.
Ugly. He is disgusting to look at. A lot of the bosses are because like the whole point is it's like a nightmare. I have not beaten the game because I do not own a PS4. I played on my buddy's PS4, and I got a little over halfway through the game.
Is that in like one sitting?
No, it was 2 sittings.
Oh, okay.
There was not a single boss that took me more than 3 tries to beat.
So the bosses are.
No,
Not
they are
too hard.
It's
no,
not as
no,
hard as
they
Dark
are
Souls.
not. They're not easy. No,
Oh,
by any means, they're not easy. I made my friend mad because
you're just a gamer.
I beat bosses that it took him over 50 tries to beat in
Oh,
less than 3.
So you just fuck around.
I was just fucking around and I found out. I guess
No, they found out.
they found out.
They found
hard.
out, yeah.
Like I made Jay mad. He's like, "There's no fucking way." Like it was.
Did you find Bloodborne easier than the Souls games?
No, Dark Souls 1 is still the easiest one.
I think Dark Souls 1 follows like a very easy formula when it comes
Dark
to
Souls 1 is the
parrying and
easiest
fighting in
one,
general.
except for Ornstein and Smough.
When we went to Luke's last weekend, and Jonathan brought his Xbox, and we were playing drunk. Jonathan was playing Drunk Souls, and I got to see like the boss fight of Ornstein and Smough, like for the first time. How long was Jonathan doing that boss fight? Did he even beat it?
Yes, he did. The answer is way too long, and it's only because we fucked around and fucked him up
Yeah.
so bad. He would have beaten it way quicker if we didn't fuck around with our rules.
I forgot.
So when we were doing Drunk Souls with Jay, which we might stream at some point, the play rules that he made these rules, by the way, we didn't like offer them to him or anything, was anything we told him to do, he had to do it no matter what. So I made him hold the Holy Tower Knight Shield, which is like, I don't know, 18 weight, and his max weight capacity was like 50. So he was mid-rolling like a motherfucker because he couldn't have any weapons.
Yeah, he was so pissed.
He was stuck using a shit-ass weapon, and he couldn't roll. And that's what he got stuck with, which was just hilarious. And he's like, yeah, if I was fast rolling, I'd beat it. I was like, I know, but I'm not telling you to take the shield off.
Who was it that we told him to go? You told him to go fight like right off rip.
Pinwheel.
Pinwheel, yeah, it was
and he
Pinwheel.
couldn't make it.
Yeah, he could not. He couldn't do Pinwheel.
Which is fair. Getting to Pinwheel is way harder than fighting Pinwheel.
Pinwheel was easy as fuck.
By the time you're supposed to fight him canonically in the game, you can two-shot him almost.
Really?
Yes. Like, he is the single most easiest boss ever.
What does Pinwheel look like again?
He looks like a giant goofball with 3 masks on. He's got like little pinwheel poking out of his back.
Jay fought him over at his dad's. He drops like the mask of like the father, the
mask
mother,
of the father,
the
the child, or the.
And we all made bets.
I remember a big doofus.
Yeah, that's him.
Because when you said that, because I was like, oh, is that the onion head guy at first?
No,
he's
that's
not a boss.
Sigurd of Katarina.
Oh yeah. Well, if you hit him, he gets all pissed off, and then he tries to kill you.
Yeah, that's any NPC. Though.
Yeah, that's any NPC. That's who I thought Pinwheel was at first. Now, when you guys described it,
he looks like he has a pinwheel sticking out of his back. He's got a big cloak on. He's got 3 masks.
What exactly is a pinwheel?
You know what a gas? No, not a gas. They're a wither in fucking Minecraft.
Wither. Oh fuck.
You know, all right, not even that. Fuck. How do I describe it?
Because when I think of pinwheel, I think of like the food. You know.
I don't even think many people know what that is. All right, and we're gaming back. Cameras are back.
We're all back.
Yeah, I forgot to flip the screens out, so I think they just overheated because I forgot to flip the screen out.
Well, it went for like 27 minutes.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
The screen.
Impressive.
Unfortunately, we can call that impressive here on the Hello Technical Difficulties podcast.
That's with the dummy battery and all the cooling techniques I've seen.
Yeah.
Thanks.
They need an ice bath.
Yeah, you might as well put him in a fucking ice bath at this point.
There's something I wanted to bring up about so I was scripting the new video that I'm going to be working on soon for like 2021 summer anime. And I was going through the shows, like writing out what I'm going to watch. I think I have 15 again or something like that.
Fuck.
But going through the first couple, obviously they have like second season stuff ongoing. And then getting into the new stuff, I'm looking at like the art, and it looks very familiar. Then I'm reading the descriptions. It all sounds very familiar. And like so many of these shows take place in like a fantasy world, and they're almost all fucking isekais. Like so many of the shows next season, it's getting so like monotonous. Because there's a lot of shows this season that take place in a fantasy world that are not technically isekais, but the whole fantasy setting, in my opinion, is just getting so beat into the fucking ground, man.
I agree. Every single anime season that comes out, at the very least, there's like 3 isekai shows. And that's at the lower end.
Even if it's not even an isekai, just the fantasy world, I'm so like tired of it.
I'm over. I was never a bit like isekai is fine, but I just don't like the setting of I just call it like Dungeons and Dragons, you know what I mean? Like going on quests and slimes, and
I usually don't mind it, but it's just like being so overdone.
It's never really been a big thing of mine. Like I'd much rather watch an anime where it's set in the same time like period, like say it's medieval like 1600s in Japan as opposed to medieval like Europe. I think that's why I like Joran so much, because it's set back in time. Like it's not modern day anything.
I think that's why like Vivi and 8686 are so refreshing to see, not just because they're good shows, but because they're not taking place in some fantasy setting. Like, usually I don't see a ton of shows that are future, like Vivi, and it goes further into the future. It's super awesome to see.
Yeah, both 86 and Vivi are future. I'm trying to think if there's any other shows that I've seen that are... I mean, Gundam. A lot of Gundams in the future.
I think any mech is going to be more towards the future.
More than... Yeah, because Darling in the Franxx was... Fuck, what year did Evangelion take place? I feel like that was in the future too, but I almost feel like it was modern day. Like 2001 or something like that. Luke, can you look that up? I'm actually curious. What year is this setting for Evangelion? I know.
I like that you just called year is 2015.
Wow, so that's
crazy. You were kind of
it was 20 years after it was made in 1995. So like
it is the future. You know, I always wonder that. Like, I'll be watching 86 for Vivi. I'll be like, you know, it's the year. I think it was
Are you
in.
finally watching Vivi?
I am. I started. I'm on episode 4.
Took you long enough.
I know. I'm on episode 4.
Christ.
Shut up, dude. I forget what show it was. I think it was Vivi, because I just got to the episode where the blonde AI is about to crash the space thing into the Earth, and the guy she supposedly killed was born in 2076, and I was like, dude, what? I could be alive by then. Like, what if like this is like actually reality in that year? Like, I could see that
You're
shit.
gonna visit the space hotel,
And then it's gonna crash.
And then it's gonna crash.
And you're gonna die.
Yeah.
That'd be epic.
Yeah, but I was like, that kind of fucked my head, you know? I was like, is this, like, possible, you know? I think Darling in the Franxx took place in, like, I want to say it was, like, 2041. Something
yeah,
like
it wasn't
that recent.
It was around that time. I think 86 is like 2148, so we'd be dead.
Yeah, it's 86 is a little farther up ahead in the future. But they're just kind of crawling closer, and I'm like, man, what if like this is a reality? I wonder if people, when Evangelion are, they're like, oh, they're gonna be giant mechs, and we're gonna have Tokyo 3 and
I mean, Japan's already got RX-78.
That's true. That motherfucker did move. They have a bunch of AI stuff too. I think because of COVID and the Olympics, they put a bigger emphasis on AI robots. There's like more helping out, and I've seen videos of some playing fucking soccer in the airport.
That's
or something like that. Yeah,
that's bananas.
It's crazy.
But anyway, check out my anime list. There's a ton of shows back to back that are just like the fantasy isekai stuff, and I don't want to hate on it because I think a lot of those shows are pretty good and entertaining. But none of them like blow me away. Like, they're pretty basic, run of the mill, forgettable anime that are enjoyable to watch in the moment, but it's nothing that stands out like Vivi or 86.
I don't know, Joe. I'm just saying, Drugstore in Another World.
I did.
A cheat farm.
That one.
I'm watching it.
Yeah,
I'm watching.
Most of them I skipped over, but I did add that one.
I'm
to
watching
the
it.
list.
Look at that.
I want to watch Drugstore in Another World.
Tell me you don't want to watch it just because of that.
Oh, it's on the list.
I think the only outlier, honestly, in the isekai thing is recently Shield Hero, which is getting a season 2
this fall.
Oh, it's that fall.
Yeah, it's not summer.
Shit.
It's fall with Data Live season 4.
Data Live season
And
4.
J-Sama.
I wanted to announce that it's summer.
Yeah, it's summer. It's
J-Sama is getting a adaptation.
Oh, yeah, it
in
will.
the fucking summer. For those of you who haven't read,
Oh, it's a
J-Sama,
2-core. It goes in.
It's
the
a
fall.
2-core.
That's why I thought
which
it was
is
fall.
surprising as fuck.
Yeah, I would expect like a 12 episode.
24 episodes of J-Sama.
Who would have fucking thought little J-Sama the demon, the second in line for the demon realm, it gets 24 fucking episodes. Good for her.
You need to read Gal Gohan so that finally gets an anime.
I know. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Every single manga that I read so far, because I started reading Nagatoro way back. I started reading Komi-san way back. I started reading
Girlfriend, Kanojo.
That's another one. Girlfriend, Kanojo I started reading way back.
Kanojo.
And there was one more. I said Komi-san, Nagatoro, and J-Sama. Yeah, I started reading J-Sama way back, and now they're all getting a fucking anime.
Yeah, start reading Gal Gohan. I got him at home.
I'll start reading Gal Gohan. There was this manga that I did watch. This manga that I did read. It was called Nozoki Anna, It got an adaptation, but on anime, not.
Oh, so it got a hentai.
Yeah. Amazing manga though. It's actually really good. I fucking loved it. That was the first manga I ever read. Luke, what the hell is so fucking funny over there?
The cat show.
The last show.
Oh, that fucking cat thing. Yeah.
Show. With the talking cat and grandma.
He's eating an octopus, I think.
Dude.
The grandma looks like a Meeseek.
Yeah. Just with glasses and really ugly.
Also, the cat is like at least 4 feet tall.
He's a chonker. Like, our chonker certified.
Chonker certified.
He is so funny looking, dude. Ooh.
But anyway, going back to the isekai thing real quick, I 100% agree that it's kind of just getting beaten like a dead horse. Just the whole setting. It's not like the shows are bad. It's just the setting of these guys just getting pounded into the ground so far.
It's getting monotonous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing the shows and I just want to skip over them because I feel like I've already seen them all.
Yeah. I will say Slime is kind of a refreshing one because it's way more comedy based and the setting doesn't really matter. Yeah. That show is I think another outlier. Not that it's going to get like any big attention or anything, but the way they do stuff, the voice acting, like the reactions, like all the characters.
What was up with this last episode?
It looked really good, like crazy
I know, it
good
was
compared to
insane.
the rest of it.
Dude, the last scene where the elf girl, whatever the ditzy one is, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit, when she met the demon lord, I lost my shit. That was so funny.
That was a really good episode.
This show's really good comedy wise. This show's hilarious.
All the comments were like, haha, I saw that coming, wow. And I still laughed. I was like, alright, bud. Like,
I actually didn't see it coming.
When the little lolly walked in, I was like, I know exactly who the fuck this is.
Yeah, I knew who she was. I was like, yeah.
I didn't expect.
totally the
I've seen
demon lord.
Endro before.
I didn't expect. Yeah, demon lolly.
It's Mao-sama, okay? I've seen Endro.
Mao Sensei.
I didn't think she'd fucking headbutt her with the back of her head and knock her out. And then they're like, oh yeah, she's gonna get killed, actually, because she hit the demon lord. So.
But like, why was it animated so well?
I don't know. Just that
Like
one.
the whole episode was like some of the best animation I've
I just
seen.
picked up and like, wow, they've really upgraded the shadows. And it seems like a lot of the reaction faces are pretty like different and better.
And then it was like all fluid and it looked really good. And I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck am I watching?
I'm here for it.
I'm definitely.
Yeah,
here
I was
for
really
it.
enjoying it. I'm just enjoying that show in general, honestly.
It is a fun
Sensei.
watch.
Mao-sama.
Mao Sensei.
That was gonna be my anime of the week last week.
Endro.
Yep.
3
And
people have
instead-
seen it.
And
I know,
instead,
that's-
now I'm watching Asobi Asobase
Yeah.
thanks to you, and it is
Yeah,
fucking
you know
hilarious.
who else is watching Asobi Asobase?
Hey, good old.
I'm gonna stare at the camera when I say this because I know he'll listen. So Corporal, you should watch this on YouTube because I'm staring at you right now into your soul. You better fucking finish all. Is it 13 or is it 12? 12. You better finish all 12 episodes of Asobi Asobase. I know you watched episode 1. You told us your reaction. You had no idea what the fuck you were watching. Just like everyone in the harem, we didn't know what the fuck we were watching either.
I don't know what the fuck I'm watching now.
Luke's currently watching it. He only has 4 episodes left. But I strongly encourage you to finish this show because it just gets so much more weird and just better with every episode. And you kind of feel weird after watching it.
And it's really gross.
It is kind of unsettling. The
It
way
is.
their faces are animated,
Very,
the screams. I'm
very
like if the only thing you think anime is good at is making cute anime girls, you got another thing coming because this makes them look disgusting.
Yeah, they can look ugly as fuck.
They
They're
look fucking
awful.
dreadful.
I like when they scream and they're just a bunch of like chicken scratch all black. It's
Yeah, they're
just
like just
they're
inked in.
Just like inked like lines just scribbled really hard, and I'm like, what the fuck?
The show was very creative. It was nice.
It's very creative. It's very funny. I don't know what the fuck I'm watching.
I just can't get the ass slapping scene out of my head. like when it pans up to the one girl, her face is like super small. She's like, what does she say? What did she say? Because the way she says it and phrases it makes it. I have to like find out.
I'll get on it.
Okay.
Let's just keep moving on, and then I'll come back to it.
Okay. But Corporal, I just really hope you finish that show because you never fucking finished Diary of Our Days at the Breakwater. So
fucking fishing anime, dude.
the boys in the Harem are gonna go on a fishing trip. I don't know if you're invited because you don't know how to fish like the pros.
Yeah, what if we go to a breakwater, Corporal? You're fucked, dude.
Yeah, how about that? How about them apples?
They go to the beach too.
They do go to the beach to fish. You won't know what to do if you don't watch that show, because now we know what to do.
Big training arc episode at the beach, man. She
Every
learns
episode's a
how to
training arc.
fish.
I always spell asobi, asobase wrong. Because I put an E at the end of asobi. Because I always think it's a sobe for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's this one. Damn intro. The intro makes no fucking sense.
Jesus
No,
Christ.
sorry, this is too far. This is where she's
Oh,
kamehamehaing her teacher and throws his back out.
Every time he stops, it's just a funny ass face.
I just can't get over how funny this show is, dude. Like I don't.
I never thought that'd be a sentence that came out of my mouth. She kamehameha her teacher and he threw his back out.
I haven't seen a show this funny since Lucky Star. Like I haven't, or Nichijou. I laughed so much at Nichijou.
I think
too.
Nichijou was like a different type of funny.
Yeah, it was just weird. Nichijou was just weird. It doesn't make any sense. Are we on it?
Yeah,
I
it's on.
feel your resolve.
The resolve. The word resolve.
I feel your resolve. And then she smacked. And then the following statement is, "My ass is destroyed."
Just the word.
Oh, it's
the way
so...
her face looks. It's like dark. She's like, she looks so serious. She's like, I feel your resolve. She's like, no, I was just joking. She puts her tongue out. She's like, and she just beats the fuck out of her.
I like when they get like the really flat, like just like L-shaped face, and then it's just their mouth go like that.
Yeah.
Fast.
There's just so many good things about that show.
She
You have
crawls-
to finish it, Corporal. You have
Crawls
to.
around the fucking school like a baby. They're like, that's not a baby, that's a cockroach. When I was watching it, I got to episode 5, and I was like, there's a lot of time left. There's like an after scene, and there were fucking puppets.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the
I was like,
puppets.
no one mentioned puppets.
Yeah, I forget the live action puppets.
The live action puppets that are there for whatever reason.
I love when animes do live action stuff.
I think it's awesome.
So rare. My first exposure was Lucky Star. They were in the
That was so.
potato fields of Idaho.
I don't know why. I don't know why they fucking went to Idaho.
It was always just the second half. It was just the second half of the show. The first half, they'd had the Lucky Channel
Yeah.
at the end. And then the second half, they were just in live action in like Kyoto and shit.
Luke, was it the last episode me and you watched together where they did Lucky Channel live?
We watched
Yeah.
we watched the movie.
The movie.
The OVA movie. or
Oh,
whatever.
fuck. Yeah, that's right.
And they did the live Lucky Channel.
Yeah, for like 15 minutes.
it was
going
so
on.
was
long.
awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I loved it.
Mm-hmm. The same with How to Make a Mug. They do the live action. They do like split the episode up.
At the end
Yeah.
of every episode, it's split up like 14:9.
Which is just wholesome to watch.
Yeah,
It's just cute Japanese girls making mugs and pottery.
they just travel around the city.
They just
like,
travel
eating
around the
food.
city eating food and making mugs and doing fucking pottery.
Yeah, this is pleasant.
It's
It
good.
makes me want to make a mug.
It makes me think of like when I took pottery class. Remember when we did that, Anthony, in 8th grade?
Yes.
You guys had a pottery class?
Yeah.
Since we went to school in like downtown Canton, we went to a lot of like local places around and had classes. Like we did, all our art classes were not in school. We would have to leave the building and go to an art studio in downtown. We would take them in there, and the art people who own the shop would do art with us. Or we did pottery, we did steel drums.
Steel drums. We learned how to play steel drums.
That was pretty
Wait,
cool.
That'd be sick.
It was sweet,
Oh,
man.
It was awesome.
Like our class was split up, and for like 4 weeks, Anthony's, because me and Anthony weren't together, but his portion of the class started with clay, and I did steel drums, and then after 4 weeks we switched, and then we had like a steel drum concert, because we learned how to play a couple songs, and like everybody watched us play the songs. It was a lot of fun, actually.
That sounds awesome.
Oh yeah,
it was
dude,
super
steel
cool.
drums were sick. That is some of the coolest
just
instruments.
like the arrangements were super awesome.
Mm-hmm.
My butt fuck school didn't do shit like that.
I
Should've
wanted
went
to
to
play the bass steel drums. So
That was the one
bad.
I didn't want to play.
You didn't want to do the bass.
Mm.
You got these. There were I think 5,
8.
8.
No, it was
55. 5 or 6, something like that.
There's 2 on each side. I think it's 5.
They were 55-gallon drums, but like obviously dented in the way to make notes. And you got these mallets. You would just go boom, boom, boom. But there were so many. There was like tenors, cellos, and just go.
There were 3. No, there were 4 tenors. The person on cello had 3.
Yeah.
You had 3 cellos that one person played. And double seconds. There were double seconds. There were like 2, 4, 6. There were 8 double seconds that 4 people played. So each person got 2 double seconds. Everyone just fucking vibed on him, man.
And the teacher had a drum kit that was just a kick.
Wasn't his name Mr. Nightsky?
Yes, Mr. Nightsky.
Mr. Nightsky. This dude ripped on the drums.
A snare and a hi-hat, and he destroyed the fuck out of this set. He knew how to play the goddamn
like
drums.
He'd be hitting the bass drum, and then because he didn't put a carpet down, so it was on just like soft concrete, and it would slide. Like mid-beat, he'd pull the kick drum back, and then just keep playing.
Not losing tempo.
No, this man was a legend. And he would like scream, be like, all right, crescendo! And then we'd crescendo, and then whatever the opposite word for crescendo is, we would do when he'd scream it.
Yeah, that was poggers. I would like to...
he sounds epic.
He was a really cool
He was
dude.
really nice. He was really cool. I think we were the last class to do steel drums, too.
I think so.
We were the last
They
class
take
to
him
do a lot.
away.
No, the school was just poor.
Yeah.
Enrollment's low.
Enrollment was low with our class.
We had the biggest class at 21.
Forever. Our whole time at that school, we had the biggest class.
I can't wait for me to like open up my computer next week because I don't close any of my tabs between episodes. I do when we open up my computer, and I just see like Bloodborne bosses, Dark Souls bosses, and then Bloodwing the whole plane. Get to see this dumbass fucking horse. God, he's ugly.
He's so badass looking though.
He's badass looking. He's also ugly as fuck.
That is, I know we're kind of flip flopping around on topics, but
we are. I didn't mean to flip flop back. I was just
no,
like,
that's fine because there was like some I wanted to talk about, and it was about the bosses in general. I guess it's not really like a direct question, but it's like, what kind of like work do you think goes into creating the bosses? Because they are
most of the work.
What's that?
I would say most of the work.
No, I'm not saying like how much work is dedicated to that. I'm saying like wording this is weird, but I guess if you look at it from a creativity standpoint, like, dude, how the fuck do some people come up with some of these things? You know what I mean? Like the creativity and imagination to come up with a Dark Souls boss. And how many did you say there were?
Dark Souls 1 has about 26.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Souls 3 has 20, I think 26 as well, 25 or 26.
Didn't you say Dark Souls 2 had?
Dark Souls 2 has
32.
32. And if you want the least creative bosses in the world, Dark Souls 2 has them for you.
But still, like, I'm sure the bosses from Dark Souls 2 are still, like, badass.
Some of them are.
Some of them, yeah. And like,
not King of the Rats.
it's just
Rat King.
Rat King aside, you know, it's just weird to comprehend the fact that these are imaginary monsters. I wonder what the inspiration was drawn from when the creators decided to like illustrate them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them come from a lore standpoint. Like,
From Dark Souls
what
lore?
It seems.
Or
What
from,
It
like-
just seems
to
like
me.
lore of like anything in general. Like
Like,
Luke
they
was
kind
just
of-
showing me a bunch of the old ones from like the Cthulhu mythos.
Because a lot of Bloodborne is actually based off of Cthulhu, like Cthulhu mythos, like H.P. Lovecraft.
Really?
It's all Lovecraftian. That's actually the point of Bloodborne.
Is it really?
Yeah. So no spoilers. Bloodborne's been out for a while. The entirety of Bloodborne actually takes place in a dream. So it's a place called the Hunter's Dream, where you are, where you awaken as a hunter, and you're going through fighting the great ones in this nightmare. And that's the point of it. So it's very Lovecraftian based. A lot of the bosses are Lovecraftian based, like Amygdala. At one point, there are like just giant like Cthulhu's almost just hanging off walls and shit like
That's
that.
fucking awesome.
It's very cool. Bloodborne is probably my favorite Soulsborne game, just because A, it's fun as fuck, B, the combat's really good, C, the story's really good, and D, the bosses are all sick and the environments are awesome.
I think that's what I love about the Souls games in general is the creativity of the bosses. They're so fucking cool. I love the idea of making up something like that, even if you draw a lot of the inspiration from H.P. Lovecraft, the dude came up with this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude came up with a monster you can't even imagine.
That's all what fucking cosmic horror is.
Yeah.
That's why there's no movies on it or anything.
A lot of drugs.
There must be, dude.
I don't know.
'Cause there must be.
I don't think H.P. Lovecraft was into drugs. I think he was just kind of fucked up. I mean, he was, but
I'm curious, man, because 90% of the stuff the dude, 100% of the stuff the dude came up with is just so stellar and out there. I feel like drugs would almost have to play an effect when you make stuff like that.
I mean, as far as I know, there weren't. I just know he was fairly depressed. He was unhappy.
He did not do drugs. He said that a lot of it, I don't know if that's what, like, these are direct quotes from him. It's just people saying, apparently a lot of the monsters and stuff just stemmed from his dreams.
Could you imagine having dreams like that?
That'd be terrifying.
Well, I don't even know what the fuck to imagine. Like, when you think of, I don't know, the names for these are very hard to pronounce. I'll just go with Cthulhu.
They're almost like Latin.
They are. They're very, very hard to pronounce. I'll just say Cthulhu for now. But, like, everyone has a standard, like, view of what he looks like. Octopus kind of face.
Like bipedal.
Yeah,
Octopus.
bipedal with wings. Demon-looking homie. There's so many in Lovecraft in general that really don't have a form. Or that they're just so hard to imagine because the only description that he gives is in words. You have to come up with that yourself.
I'm trying to see if I can find any of the monsters, because I actually looked up a whole list of the monsters.
At the Mountains of Madness has quite a few, if you can find like monster mentions in that. That's a really good story. Very good story.
Don't you have an H.P. Lovecraft
I
book?
have The Essential Tales of Horror.
Is it only H.P. Lovecraft?
It's only H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, here they are. You got like the Necronomicon, Azathoth. Then there's like, can't even begin to tell you how to pronounce this one.
They're just so
I've heard
weird.
the Necronomicon is really good.
Bokrug, Nyarlathotep.
Nyarlathotep, actually, what anime? The anime that I've been telling you guys to watch, fucking
Nyarko-san.
Nyarko-san. All the names for the girls are based on Cthulhu mythos.
That's so
Like,
cool.
Nyarlathotep is one of the girls in the show.
That makes me want to watch it so much more.
Zvilpogwa or some shit like that.
And then you have things like the Great Old Ones.
Yig.
Yig. I find like the whole Necronomicon thing very interesting. I don't know why. I
hunting
just think
horror.
it's super cool.
I do too. It's so cool. It's just
Dig
amazing
that.
to me that this was just like thought up in someone's fucking mind.
But then I like that like a lot of them don't really have names. Like you have the Deep One.
It kind of gives
I
them
love
this
the ones like that.
mysterious-
It's like
makes it very
really
mysterious.
creepy. Dimensional Shambler.
That sounds like a soul's
Oh,
boss.
what the fuck? It's like a bug. I don't know. This kind of shit's so fucking cool to me, though.
It is, dude. Are his stories more so revolved around like the monsters he creates, or are there kind of like tales that have nothing to do with monsters? You know, like Poe has poems and then he has like short stories.
From what I've read so far, they kind of have like an even mix. Like At the Mountains of Madness is about this group of explorers who goes to Antarctica, and they are doing exploring, obviously, and they stumble upon these old ruins, and they go in, and there's monsters and engravings that they have no idea. It's just completely foreign and alien, and so it doesn't. I guess you could say it centers around the monsters in general, but it has a good mix in of actual like plot in the story and real life.
I was about to say, I thought a lot of them were
compared
like a descent into madness for most of them.
Yeah, and there's a movie, The Color from Outer Space. Or
Is that the
Color
one with
from
Nick
Space.
Cage that we
Yes,
watched?
That's a very good story. That's how like most of them are. It has a base, and then the monsters get like incorporated in.
Yeah, because I remember in that movie, they owned like this farmhouse, and then the monster appeared, which they portrayed as like an alien bug. It was like an insect.
It's a light. It is actually like a meteor, but what makes like a movie like that difficult, and I'm really surprised they did that, is the color of it in general. He describes it as something that a human can't imagine. So it's like, how the fuck do you portray that in a film? You have to be able to visually see this.
and you can't, because you can't imagine it. It literally says in the plot of it, you cannot imagine it.
Yeah, but I'm actually really glad they did that remake, or they just made the film in general. I think it was pretty good.
It shit hit the fan in that movie.
I heard a while ago they're planning on making a At the Mountains of Madness movie.
I think you told me about that not too long ago.
I don't know if it's been in the works for a while, but I hope it happens. That's something I really
I'd
like
love to
see.
get that genre more popularity. The cosmic horror, like the really weird stuff. Like kind of I'd like to see just more horror movies in general. Horror movies lately,
I think they've been fucking lacking.
absolutely, they've been pretty fucking shitty.
Tired of like scary little girls. Like, give me some fucking freaky shit.
Yeah, I was actually watching a lot of videos today about J-horror. There's this one scene in this movie called Cairo where they don't utilize like jump scares at all. So pretty much this guy's walking home late at night. He sees this building and there's red tape around the entrance door, and it kind of piques his interest. So he goes inside and he walks in, and to his right, like it's down the hallway and there's stairs that go up, and you just see some light coming down, and then to his left there is a black leather couch with red tape just on the wall for whatever reason. So in the scene, he walks over to the leather couch, and the way they portrayed it is really cool, because the camera's pointing from basically the dude's back perspective, if that makes sense. So like the dude is here, the couch is here, the camera's actually here pointing at the wall where the stairwell was and that little light beam, and the camera's just kind of sitting there for a long time, and then it makes the viewer look for like what's going on. It's like, okay, something is not right with this image, so I need to find out why. And you just see this little black silhouette of like this dress that comes down to like this chick's shin, and you see like some pale legs and some shoes, and the way she just slowly walks towards you, and then once she gets to the light, she does like this trip movement where you see her face in the light for like a second, and she just slowly walks towards the camera, and then eventually the guy turns around, he sees basically the ghost, he hides behind the couch, and when you're expecting a jump scare, they don't give it to you. All you see is like these hands come over the couch, and then the guy dies. But the way when you watch the scene, it just invokes like a more of a fear in you than it does like a quick jump scare. And I think that's what a lot of movies are missing. They're missing the fear in horror movies, as opposed, they're just kind of going for the cheap cop out of jump scares.
Yeah, I agree. I love when a movie can build suspense like that, and maintain it throughout the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
I think jump scares are trash.
Dude, I do too.
I do. It's
Honestly,
cheap horror.
It is cheap horror. Like that's
It's
the
not
thing.
horror, it's surprise.
So yeah, because I could knock this over and it might scare one of you guys. It's just the instinct to do that.
You jump because you're surprised. It's a loud noise out of nowhere.
Like I love when something invokes literal fear in a person. You know. Like I want more movies to do that, to really go in that direction, as opposed to this demon conjuring house was haunted and people killed themselves in this house, and now the demons are the ghosts and they're haunting you and the family that moved in.
So The Conjuring.
The Conjuring. Yeah, Conjuring aren't bad movies, but they're not like...
Not very good.
Yeah.
They're not very good. I want something that invokes like a lot of fear. And J-horror used to do that, but I guess J-horror kind of fell off.
I feel like a lot of horror fell off.
Horror just fell off in general.
Yeah, it just as a genre, it
It's
just really
fucking
fell
weak
off.
now.
I'm tired of like The Nun Part 4.
Yeah. What was that one? They made like 3 movies for it. It started with an I think it was.
Insidious?
Insidious,
yeah,
yes, there's so many. Oh my
Dude, Insidious
fucking
is
God.
some of the like most garbage trash
I was
movie
so
I've ever
pissed
seen.
off when
You're gonna talk about that Paranormal Activity.
The
All right,
first
that
the
too,
first
the
one
7 of those.
Yeah, the only good Paranormal Activity was the first one because it was different. They filmed it from like a POV home style perspective, which has been done like the Blair Witch, but we haven't really seen that in a ghost movie, you know. So it was different, but after that they just milked the shit out of it.
Yeah,
And
same with Insidious. We get Darth Maul as the fucking ghost, and then
I forgot Darth Maul was.
he looked just like Darth Maul. It was so aggravating to see.
Yeah. It looked like shit. I want more stuff like Poe, you know? Like his short stories. Like actual, like...
I love
Gothic
Telltale
horror.
Heart.
Telltale Heart's fucking awesome.
It's so fucking cool.
I haven't read that one in a long time.
I love that story.
What's that one about again?
It's where the kid kills his dad or uncle. It's one or the other, and then he hides him underneath the floorboards.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And then they come over to have a party, and he can hear the dad's heartbeat under the floors, and he thinks everyone else can hear it, and then he admits to killing him.
Yes. Oh, man, it's been so long since I read that story.
Like, that's just so creepy.
The Pit and the Pendulum is very good, too.
Pit and the Pendulum's really good.
My favorite is A Cask of Amontillado.
Oh, yeah, Cask of Amontillado is very,
absolute
very
favorite
good.
one.
I'm a sucker for the Raven, no cap.
Raven's good.
It's a classic for a reason.
People are like, ooh, that very...
When we were in Maine, I was reading Annabelle Lee. I was like, oh, dude, rocks in a lighthouse, and Annabelle Lee, blah, blah, blah. Annabelle Lee, I really like Annabelle Lee. There was another one that Bells. I really like the Bells.
Bells are good.
Bells. There's a lot of Poe stuff, but, like, he's another person that, like, just dark imagery, you know, actual fear. I want some of that with horror.
He just did scary things. He didn't do...
Yeah, he didn't necessarily go horror. He just did...
Oh, the ghost is here.
Yeah.
I will say, though, A Quiet Place, very fucking good movie.
I
have
agree.
yet
That
to
is
see that.
absurdly
I
good. And
agree.
it's almost all jump scares, but that's because loud noises are meant to be scary in that movie.
Isn't the second one coming out?
Yeah. Actually, and I really want to go see that.
Can we watch it before? Because I want to go see it with you guys. I haven't seen the first one.
Yeah, sure.
It was very good because
It's absurdly good.
the direction it took was super interesting. Like, noise plays almost no part. Well, okay, noise is like the biggest part of the fucking
noise is
movie.
the whole point of the movie.
But instead of being focused on like big noise around you and like crashing and stuff like that, you're so caught up in them trying not to make noise that when it does happen, it like spooks the fuck out of you.
It's terrifying.
I feel like as a viewer, you're also trying to be as quiet as possible when you watch it. You know what I mean?
I think I watched that whole movie without saying a single word.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want to talk.
Like, I'd be like conscious of like, am I breathing too loud? Like, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to move.
They
you
also
know?
like left you guessing on what the fuck these things were because you would catch glimpses.
Yeah, 'cause
maybe
they don't
some
show you
newspaper
directly,
clippings.
do
At
they?
the very end, they show you directly what they are.
Do they?
Like throughout the whole movie, you're like, where did
But,
they come from? What
yeah,
the fuck are they?
You don't know where they come from. You don't really know anything about them. Throughout, like, the whole, probably, I'd say first 3/4 of the movie. I don't think they really show one until,
Hardly.
like...
They show, like,
almost,
glimpses.
Almost till the very end where they start showing, like, the full body of them. You're just kind of sitting there like, what the fuck are these things? Because, near the beginning, they show one, but because they move so fast, it's just a blur on the screen. So you just see, like, a quick, like, blur across the screen, and then the person's gone.
I love that. That's suspense building, man. Like, to the max. When you're really pushing through 3/4 of the movie.
It's a movie where it really does depend on a lot of jump scares, but jump scares are the point of the horror of the movie.
And it's nice to see something refreshing and creative that
Yeah.
isn't people died in this house or
It's not a ghost story
Yeah.
or like spooky monster. It's like actual just silence is the point of the movie.
Shoba. Yosh.
Welcome to the fade in back into the podcast.
Welcome to the Shuba podcast.
Anyway, you know, the only thing that I like more than this podcast is the feeling I get when I eat a nice hungry
I was
man.
hoping you would do it, dude. If you didn't do it right now, I'd be like, all right, I got to take the reins. I got to pop that. I got to open that packaging, put it in the microwave, and sit there and make my fucking hungry
Boy,
man.
do I like when I eat a microwave my hungry man and have to feel it in my stomach for the rest of the day because it doesn't come out throughout the day. It comes out all at once in a nice watery soup mess.
Thanks, hungry man.
Hungry man, if you're listening, which you should, we require $3,500. Is that it? $3,000?
Can we raise it?
$2,000?
For every episode, we add $25.
That's just
Three-
at 1,000.
$3,525, a Wi-Fi router, new chairs,
Chevy.
a Chevy, tampons, new chalk, a new chalkboard,
I want a whiteboard.
a whiteboard,
Can we get
more flags?
Yeah, can we get more flags?
More flags, more soundproofing.
Can we get no,
new
that's too
mics.
much.
We need
new mics? But the chairs are more important, so I can understand if they don't want to get us mics. New chairs are definitely more important. I fucking hate this piece of shit.
Yeah, not the thing that makes the podcast.
Ask Hungry Man if they can make a cosmic horror movie, a good one.
Oh yeah, Hungry Man, could you make a Cthulhu Mythos horror movie set in the Stone Age?
And could we be the star
We'll
actors?
be the star actors. It has to be set in the Stone Age, and it has to be an ancient creature with long arms, long legs.
Our main antagonist, Anthgar, finds a weird rock while
Wait, you mean-
hunting for mammoth.
I'm the protagonist.
All right, how
you're
do
the
we
protagonist.
describe the cosmic horror? We can't, like, it has to be something that you wouldn't be able to think of.
A Hungry Man backyard barbecue.
He finds a mysterious, what appears to be square, but has a gelatinous feeling to it. We can mold different shapes and has different temperatures internally and externally.
It has long arms and long legs, but you can't see them.
Makes a piercing scream, but also no sound at all.
and tastes mildly sweet.
You can
But
hear
also
it in your
tart.
head.
You can hear it in your head,
You
and
hear
it
it-
haunts your dreams.
Well, yes, we are describing backyard barbecue.
Complete with corn, brownie, mashed potatoes, one ribeye, and one chicken patty, all smothered in barbecue sauce, including the corn, mashed potatoes, and brownie.
And the corn is mixed with the brownie, so
So, Hungry Man, if you're listening to us, you can reach us at the Hello Harem Podcast at gmail.com/get hungry.
I like that.
slash
I like the
get hungry.
Hungry Man for the hungry man in you.
Hungry man for the hungry man in you. That's my favorite quote. That's the best slogan ever. If they don't use that, they're missing out on
They're
millions of
missing out on
dollars.
this. We want royalties if you end up
Yeah, this
using
is
that. This is
copyright.
recorded that we came up with this on this fucking date. They cannot prove that they didn't steal this from us.
Hungry man-
Therefore, if they say that their slogan is "Hungry Man for the hungry man in you," fuck you, Hungry Man. We're getting our money and our Chevy and our chairs and our tampons and our router and our chalk and our chalkboard and our whiteboard and our mics,
our
and
flags,
and our soundproofing and our $3,525
And our movie.
and our and our movie and a REM plushie to go with our RAM plushie.
Yeah. Hungry man, if our demands aren't met by June 13th of 2021, there will be hell to pay, and you will find out what happens when you fuck around.
Will we be here June 13th? Will we record June 13th?
Sure.
The 29th is a Saturday, and then
13th is a Sunday.
Oh no!
June 13th.
This episode, it'll air on a Sunday.
June 13th is a Sunday. Though.
It'll air.
It'll air on Sunday. But what if like when we record Saturday, they reply to us Saturday night?
Too many questions. Hungry man, again, June 13th. You have until June 13th to meet our demands, or there will be hell to pay, and you will pay the ultimate retribution for tricking and lying to the Hello Harem
Divine
podcast.
retribution.
Divine retribution.
Yeah, we're children of God.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, we watch anime. There's no way we could be
Yeah, we
children
watch
of God.
anime. All right, guys. I think that's what we're going to call it for the episode tonight. It is a Thursday night. It is 11 o'clock. The boys are grinding hard, and two of these boys have to get up super early for work tomorrow.
Yeah, this is a super goofy weekend for everyone here.
Yeah, it's retarded. I don't want to do anything over the weekend, but I have to.
Backers.
Regardless, that's the end of the episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the content that we brought out for you today. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please hit us up at the Hello Harem Podcast at gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Go like and subscribe to that YouTube channel. Hit the bell button so you get notifications. We have new episode out every single week, so look forward to it. Adam Knight, thanks for being a trooper. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you.
Bye.